Most people don't have a progress problem. They have a talking problem. Everyone knows what you're about to do. New plan, new goal. You've said it before. You tell everybody what's going to happen. And, I hear so many people talking and, talking feels like progress, but nothing changes because it's just talk, right? Money talks and BS walks, right? So, it's real easy to talk and tell people what you're going to do and all these things. But man, you spend so much energy on talking that you don't have the energy to put in the work. I'll take it from a guy who, talks a little too much. I spent a lot of time talking about things I was going to do, and I get pumped up about it and I get excited. But then when I walk away, when I'm by myself, when I have that time to reflect and think, I either don't have the energy or I've talked myself so much out of it or into it that I don't actually even get it started until I talk to somebody else again. So talking gives reward without the work. You can imagine anything you want, talk yourself into existence. I know that you can manifest things, that's great, but the more you talk, the less you do. You need to put in the work. A lot of progress, I think I've covered it before too, is in silence. When you're in your quiet moments, when you're alone, when you're by yourself, when you have time to reflect, when you have time to think, that's when you need to put in the work. Don't get me wrong. I think it's fine to talk about what you're going to do and talk about your plans, but there comes a point where you have to draw that line where you're talking more than you're doing. It's a lot easier to talk than to do, right? You can do that. You can sit around and talk all day about something, but when it comes time to put in the work, that's where a lot of people fail. That's where a lot of people find that it's a lot harder than they thought. So you need to move in silence, and if you don't, you're going to stay the same. If you just talk, that's all you're going to get is talk, right? And I think when people, especially people that are builders and people that are doers and people that are winners, I think most of them, they don't reveal what they're doing until they've done it. It's a lot easier to back up your talk when you could say, look at what I've done. This is what I've accomplished. And people say, wow, I didn't even know he was doing that, or I didn't even know that was something that was going on. And it's because you're keeping it to yourself. You're not out there sharing it with the world. The other thing is that a lot of times if you're putting your ideas out there and if you're talking too much and you don't do it, a lot of people will take your ideas and go do it. Maybe you gave them an idea and they just said, you know what, I'm going to go do this before this person because all they do is talk. And there's a lot of people that would help you, but if they realize all you're doing is talking and not doing, then I think a lot of people will pull back because they know that it's just empty. It's an empty conversation. It's empty promises. So, when you're thinking about doing something and you really want to get at it, you don't need to talk about it. Just get out there and do it. Get out there and show the world. Get out there and just let them know. Let them know through actions, right? Actions. There we go. Actions speak louder than words, right? So get out there, get it done, do what you got to do, and stop talking about it. And if this makes sense and you find this entertaining, consider subscribing, help the channel. Appreciate everybody. Comments are always welcome. And I will talk to you next time. Says Life Advice with Al. See ya.